As you probably know, today's political campaigns cost a lot of money. 3 candidates running for office in Fremont have come together to share the cost of making this videotape. They think it serves a couple of useful purposes. First, the video gives you a chance to see the candidates and hear directly what they have to say. And second, by splitting the cost of the video, it's less expensive than 3 mass mailings. Although the candidates share some common concerns about Fremont, each has individual issues they wish to bring to your attention. Let's meet the 3 candidates. First, Bill Ball. Bill has been a member of the Fremont City Council for 7 years and is now running for the office of mayor. He has lived in Fremont for 31 years and has been married to Virginia for 28. The couple is well known throughout Fremont, representing the city at many community events. Alane Loisel is running for election to the Fremont City Council. She graduated from Mission High School in 1974 and went on to San Diego State, where she earned a 4-year degree in 3 years. Among her community activities, Alane is president of the Parkmont PTA, Sunday school teacher at St. Joseph's Church, and is on the Alameda County Consumer Affairs Commission. Alane and her husband Mark have 3 children, Michael, age 8, Stephen, 6, and Catherine, 5. Our third candidate is Gary Mello, who has served on the Fremont City Council for 4 years and is running for re-election. Gary is a third-generation Fremont native. He graduated from Washington High School and earned both a bachelor's and a master's degree in civil engineering from San Jose State. Gary and his wife Glenna have 2 children. John is a 5-year-old and Jennifer is 2. Our 3 candidates agree that the council majority ignores the will of the people, even when they become aware of it through an election. There are 4 instances in the last 4 years where the council majority has acted in direct opposition to a vote of the people. The council majority, made up of the mayor and councilmen Baker and Dutra, doesn't know what the people of Fremont want. We can point to the recent disastrous Measure B child care scheme as just one example of how badly out of touch they are. Not knowing what the public wants is bad enough, but actually going against election results is far worse. That denies people the representative government guaranteed them by the Constitution. Now, let's examine the candidates' views on some of the issues they feel are important to Fremont and to you. First, Bill Ball. Among many accomplishments during his 7 years on City Council, Bill would tell you that he is most proud of the work he's done for both ends of the age spectrum. Children on one hand and senior citizens on the other. Bill also started a highly successful drug education program in the schools called DARE.
Public safety has always been a high priority of mine. That's why I was one of the first proponents of building a paramedic service around our great firefighters, and why I supported building enough fire stations to assure a 5-minute response time anywhere in the city. And that's also why I supported the police chief in his request for 13 additional officers.
Well, I remember 4 years ago when the mayor got elected. He made a big deal out about saving the hills and slowing down growth. And it seems to me, driving around, that the construction above Mission Boulevard is going on faster than ever. What's the story?
I remember those promises about slowing down growth too, but you're absolutely right. Construction is going on faster now than ever before. Either the mayor has a funny definition of slowing down, or he simply didn't do what he said he was going to do. And remember, those figures are all for new building permits, not work started by the previous administration.
Yes, there are. I'd like to see more ballparks being built so my kids can play Little League.
That has been a major problem, and I'm happy to report that it is now being taken care of. We're going to get up to 12 new ball fields right here. It is my goal to develop a sports complex so complete that every boy and girl who want to play will have a chance.
Bill Ball is the person responsible for arranging with the property owner to turn this into a youth baseball complex. And he's also been working with the various sports leagues to form the Fremont Youth Sports Council, which will coordinate youth baseball, softball sports under one umbrella organization. That should tell you two things about Bill Ball. First, he is the kind of leader who gets things done. And second, he cares about the real future of Fremont, our children. Incidentally, this new baseball and softball complex will be called Bill Ball Park. This was at the request of the property owners and the parents' organization to recognize Bill's outstanding contribution in making it happen. Now, let's meet Alane Loisel and hear her thoughts on the issues facing Fremont. Alane successfully handles 3 jobs: wife and mother, manager of her husband's office, and dedicated participant in community activities. This takes intelligence, commitment, energy, and organization skills, all attributes that will stand her in good stead as a member of the City Council. Another point, Fremont is the only city in Alameda County that does not have a woman on its City Council. Alane's election will finally change that.
I'm standing here at New Park Mall to make a point. Look at all these cars in the parking lot. More than half of them belong to Fremont residents. Why do so many Fremont people find it necessary to come to Newark to shop, where their money will go to Newark merchants and their sales tax dollars, over $1 million a year, go to the city of Newark? Fremont retailers are struggling. The mayor and the council majority aren't doing anything about it. Shopping isn't the only thing that's forcing people to leave Fremont. You'd think a city the size of ours, twice the size of San Francisco, would have plenty of recreational opportunities. Unfortunately not. We're even losing the little we did have. In the last few years, we've lost a championship auto racing complex, a nationally known sky sailing airport, and we're about to lose half of our par 3 golf course. Nothing has been done to replace these facilities. Another good example of poor leadership by our council majority.
I don't know. I heard someone use the expression Berkeley South to describe Fremont. What does that mean?
A number of people are using that expression because of the consultants that the city has hired from Berkeley. If you remember Measure B, the government-run child care program that the mayor and council majority tried to establish, that idea came from Berkeley consultants. The hate crimes ordinance is another example of something we imported from Berkeley. Graffiti and prejudice are given the highest police priority. Of course we can't put up with these crimes, but are they more important than murder, rape, and armed robbery? The only other cities with the same official policy are Berkeley and San Francisco. Fremont used to have a savings or reserve account of more than $30 million. In the last 4 years, however, all of our reserve has been spent or allocated to be spent. The really tragic thing is that despite spending all that money, we still have to go out of town for many of the services we need, such as recreation and shopping. If the council majority keeps up this kind of spending, we'll be operating in the red before you know it.
And now, Gary Mello. His family's long commitment to Fremont gives Gary a strong incentive to maintain neighborhood integrity, which is the cornerstone of his political philosophy. Gary Mello has also been a strong advocate of maintaining a high level of public safety services, knowing that neighborhood integrity is non-existent without them.
When I ran for City Council 4 years ago, I ran on a platform of neighborhood integrity, and I still feel that is the foundation of my political philosophy. It was because of this tree that I became active in civic affairs in Fremont. It was here that I learned together we can make a difference. Concerned citizens like yourselves working together really can affect what happens in our city. I also learned early on that our city leaders can be grossly out of touch with the will of the people. Unfortunately, that hasn't changed, and the preservation of neighborhood integrity is as important today as it ever was.
Well, I moved to Fremont, and I cannot believe that there is not an 18-hole championship golf course. A city this size should have at least 1 or 2 championship-sized golf courses.
I can't believe that a city the size of Fremont doesn't have a full-size golf course. Why not?
Good question. The council majority, the mayor and Councilman Baker and Dutra, have had the power to do something about a golf course, but they haven't. In fact, while I was fighting for a replacement, they stood by watching us lose this par 3 course so that we won't even have it. Fremont could easily support a golf course like the one proposed here above Loisel Winery. There are an estimated 20,000 golfers here, and they all have to go out of town to play. We had an opportunity for an 18-hole championship course at no taxpayer expense, but the mayor and the council majority stopped it. This is the largest city in the United States without a golf course. That's some distinction for Fremont. Unfortunately, the golf course is only one example of a recreational shortfall. A golf course and recreational facilities are very high on my priority list.
I see they finally made some improvements on the Nimitz Freeway. How did this happen?
Gary Mello deserves a lot of the credit. Working with county officials, Gary fought to get $200 million for Nimitz Freeway repair. With his master's degree in civil engineering and experience as a professional engineer, he was able to work with the transportation experts to get the funding and plan the work.
I'm very concerned about the drug problem here in Fremont. I have 2 children in Fremont schools.
Fremont is now experiencing drug and gang problems similar to other cities our size. The police chief recently asked for an additional 13 police officers, but the city council majority voted against it. I would have liked to have seen those officers patrolling neighborhoods, but we lost that vote by the traditional 3-2.
As you've heard, it's obvious that we have problems in Fremont. Representative government is all but gone, and in its place, we have important decisions being made by just one person in City Hall, and supported time and time again by his 2 comrades. It's also apparent that these 3 are badly out of touch with the people. The child care fiasco is the best example of that. And even when an election shows how the public feels, this council majority often does just the opposite. Yes, there are still a lot of things that need to be done to make Fremont the kind of city we all want.
If you agree that your representative should respect and listen to your vote, that we have many problems that aren't being properly addressed, then I ask for your vote for mayor. I love Fremont, and I urge you to cast your vote November 7th.
My only commitment is to the people of Fremont. I owe nothing to any individual or special interest group. My interest in serving on City Council is to make Fremont a better place for all of us and our families to live. I believe I have the capabilities and the qualifications to do that, and I ask for your vote in November.
My family has lived here for 84 years. I was born in this Fremont home. My children represent the 4th generation of Mellos in this area. I am very proud of the job I've done as your city council member, and I ask for your vote so that I may continue to represent you.
That concludes our presentation. We hope you've enjoyed this new way of presenting candidates for public office. If you would like to help any of these candidates in their campaign, please call these numbers during working hours for information on how you can join the many volunteers who are already involved. Also, we would appreciate it if you would pass this video along to any of your friends who may not have received it. Thank you for watching, and to repeat what your next mayor, Bill Ball, said, if you want to bring democracy back to Fremont, the first step is to vote on November 7th.